Hey there friends, and welcome into today's episode of Artemis Anarchy, episode 42. Damn, we're getting there, we're almost at 50. So keep liking and keep subscribing if you want to see what happens at 50 and who my mystery guest is at 50 episodes. Anyway, today we're talking about why other creators shouldn't compare themselves to like massive creators, smaller creators, whatever. They shouldn't look at why they shouldn't look at numbers and all that stuff. And I have some experience in that because I've done it before. We're also going to talk about idea burnout. We're also going to talk about how to kind of prevent it, I guess, and how to prevent the content idea like burnout kind of thing for like YouTube videos, streams, all that stuff. And yeah, so the first thing we're going to jump into is the why you shouldn't, if you are a creator, why you shouldn't compare yourself to streamers that are bigger than you, same size as you, or at all, really. So, how am I going to start this? I'm going to start this by talking about what I've done personally when comparing myself to bigger streamers, smaller streamers, same size streamers, all that stuff. So, basically what I have done, and this is just fully my experience with it, is I've had a look at their numbers, I've had a look at like their average views and per video or per stream, whatever, you know the deal with all that stuff, and just like looking at all their numbers and seeing it, and then basically convincing myself that if I'm not there, it's not a success, you know? And basically what I'm saying is that basically it's monkey see, monkey don't fucking do, you know? Like, I do it sometimes constantly all the time as well. I still compare myself to, like, the likes of Jacksepticeye, Call Me Kevin, KSI, all like, bigger names in YouTube and stuff, but, like, I just want to get where they are, but I want to put in more work than they did at the start, and currently I'm not doing that, and that's what motivates me to keep doing this and keep, you know, doing videos. So like there's a grey area where you can compare yourself to other streamers and creators and everything like that, but don't take it as you have to beat them, you have to be there. You can't compare yourself too much or you're going to end up throwing yourself into a depressive spiral basically, and like, or you're going to force yourself to do way more work than you should be doing for things like Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, all those other places that you create content and shit. And like, you don't want to do that. And even if you're comparing to someone who is a lot smaller than you, don't. Just don't. If you think you're better than someone because you've got higher numbers, you're just a dick at that point. And I've seen plenty of people that are like that, and we stay out of those communities because most of those other communities are support for support, and there seems to be a correlation right there, you know, just saying. But yeah, like, you just have to make sure that you're growing the way you want to grow. Sure, compare yourself to people who are huge in the content creation space and make it a challenge for yourself if that motivates you. What I'm saying is, even when you get to that point, it's not a competition. Well, it is and it isn't. I'll get more into that in a second. But it isn't a full competition between you and other creators. Like, you're not there to be at their throat about something, and they're not there to be at your throat about, you know, making some sort of content or something. Because at the end of the day, we're all creating content mainly for free until we start getting monetized. And like, yeah, exactly. There's a big difference between comparing yourself to others and learning from others. Exactly. Like, even when I see like a smaller streamer than myself, and I'm just like, I watch them for a while, I try to start to notice where they're going wrong and why they're losing viewers and stuff, because I can kind of turn my myself into that mindset that sees all that. But yeah, and then I'll go apply it to my own stream. I'll see if it works for me. If it does work for me, I will talk to the person that I seen and got the idea from. I will talk to them privately about it and give them the suggestion that I apply to my own stream and see if that helps them, and hopefully it does. Like, I hope it does help them in their own way and helps them grow even faster than I do. So, like, again, that's a better way to compare yourself, I guess, because, like, it's not really comparing yourself. Like Jedi said, it's more like learning from them, and then you pass on that knowledge back to them, even though you learned it from them because of maybe a mistake they were making with their whole content creation. And maybe they were just, like, really slow paced, or like they were really, like, dragging out their words, like I do a lot of, and I know I do it, but I call myself out on it all the fucking time because it makes great content, you know? But, like, if you don't start to notice these issues, I don't think you can grow as quick as you want to. Like, everyone grows at their own pace and stuff like that, sure. But there are things that even I could improve right now. Like, I could be posting more TikToks a day, more content on YouTube, I could be doing streams that are just purely gaming and nothing else. And, like, or I could do ones that are just chatting, no podcast, no graphic design, nothing else. And those would probably help me and help the community get a better insight into me, but I don't like to do that a lot because, again, I like to keep a lot of my private life private. And, like, again, that's another thing you should always do. Keep a side of you away from screens, away from people, and just have a private life that's private and not out there for the internet to see and all that stuff. Like, but back to, like, comparing yourself to, like, the bigger streamers and saying it's a competition and all that. Be competitive, but have it be like a friendly competition kind of thing. Think about it like that. That's probably the best way I can word it, is think about it like a friendly competition. No one's there to be, no one's going to get upset if you overtake them, but they might make jokes about it or something like again, I've seen Call Me Kevin do stuff that it's just jokes, and like when people have passed him on subs, he makes a joke about it or something because it's one of his friends, and he just makes jokes about it, I've seen Jack do it a couple of times, I've seen PewDiePie do it a couple of times, I've seen KSI do it a couple of times, I've seen a lot of people do it. Yeah, like Market still selling the same stuff in competition but not in conflict. Yeah, exactly what Jedi said. Like, just don't try and make yourself better than everyone else, because you're never going to be better than everyone else. And the one thing I will actually take from skating here, and it's a thing I learned very quickly, no matter how good you are at skating, there's always a 10-year-old kid that is 50 years ahead of you. And, like, you've just got, if you keep thinking like that, there's always someone better. There's always, you know what I mean? Like, there's always someone better. There's always a bigger fish. There's always going to be new people that come in and just blow up to fuck. But, like, the expression's basically, there's always someone better. If you think there's anyone, if you think you're at the top, trust me, there's someone probably better than you. And that doesn't matter, because there's always going to be someone that comes up that is a lot better, and you've just not seen them yet. Like, again, I have to be cocky, but, I am Twitch and YouTube's #1 professional, and the best content creator on planet Earth, you know, like, I have to have a god complex, you know? It's the only right thing to do if you're a content creator, right? Like, you just have to have the confidence, you know? But, kidding aside anyway. But yeah, like, you've just got to have, like, you know, just gotta have fun. You gotta make jokes about it, you gotta, you know, you gotta take the piss out of the people who really think like that and think that they're God's gift to fucking content creation. Maybe they are, and maybe they're just a dick, but time will only tell, you know? Like, not every person that thinks that they're amazing and God's gift to it is always a dick, but recently, just saying. But like, again, there's people out here that are genuinely nice and just don't go anywhere because it's what they want. They don't want to grow and blow up big. Like, they don't want to, you know, make millions and shit like that because, again, it's a side hobby for them. They don't want to just quit their job and do it. Maybe they love their job and they're just doing streaming as a hobby. Like, those are the ones that don't want to blow up. Because then they'd have to quit their work, basically, to do content creation full time, or they'd have to quit content creation full time because people would expect them to do this, that, you know, 1,000,001 things a day. And, like, there's a few other things that I have recently seen, but I'm not going to bring it up on today's thing because I've not got trigger warnings and stuff set up. That's going to be a just chatting stream at some point. But yeah, there will be another thing, but that's just going to be a stream thing, and that will just be talked about on stream. But there will be a trigger warning for that one because there's a couple of versions of that I've seen going around just now. But again, that's all I'm going to say about that. But that's just to do with content creation in general. There are certain things that you gotta understand about content creation and, you know, just social media in general, you know? Like, I want to say, like, you should be comparing yourself to others within reason. I don't know, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but like, I want to get that into your guys' heads, that you have to get it into your head that even if you're not successful, you can't compare yourself to someone who's better, to someone who's, you know, 10,000 followers ahead of you or whatever. Like, just don't compare yourself to other creators. Okay, that's the main point that I want to make sure that all you guys get, because I see a lot of people do it, and then their content gets worse because of it, because they throw themselves into a depressive spiral, which basically turns them into, I wouldn't say necessarily a bad creator, but their quality and their energy just goes from here to like the floor, and it just dies. Like, their energy just seems like it's fucked, you know? Like, that's the only way I can put it. It's not a great thing to see happen, but I know it happens. Hell, I know people will still compare themselves to other creators, but what I'm hoping, because I still do it, but what I'm hoping is that they start to compare themselves in a good way, in more of a, again, like Jedi said, learn from them, not just compare themselves to them. Like, the way my mind works when I'm watching other creators and stuff, so I'll use, let's say, Kai, right, for example, okay? We'll use Kai as an example, right? And basically, when I see Kai's content, they're high energy, high this. I'm not. I'm a lot more mellowed out and not as, like, high energy and quick. But yeah, I weirdly don't compare myself to anyone. I just have creators I admire and know I want to learn from the most. Exactly. Like, that's like, I guess that's what I'm trying to get at, is like, that's a healthy way to compare yourself to someone. It's not quite comparing yourself, it's more, you just have ones that you want to be as good as one day or something like that, and you want to learn from them, you know? Like again, there are a heap of creators that I learn from daily, because I watch their content daily. I watch how they act with the camera, and how they like talk towards the camera, how they talk towards the game and all that stuff, and like how they make their jokes and stuff. Especially for YouTube wise stuff, it's like, it's a lot more natural to me. And like I was saying before I started the podcast, YouTube does feel a lot more natural, and these podcasts, feel a lot more natural. I lost my word in there, so that didn't exactly prove my point there, which wasn't great. But like, I look at the camera a lot more in the podcast than I do when I'm streaming. I'm not like trying to do a million things at once all the time. I know I'm doing the podcast, or if I am doing something, it's in like the corner of my eye while I'm looking at you guys. Like, I'll look over occasionally, I'll like do that, and then like I'll come back to it. But yeah, like, that's what I'm getting at. Maybe for me it came with maturity, whereas a lot of streamers are closer to your age when they start out. Yeah, exactly. But again, like, people close to my age, if you're starting out as well, so if you're within that 18 to 20 age range, take your time, don't rush it, and don't rush your content. Trust me, it doesn't help anyone. Trust me. Been there, done that. I've made the bad content, I've made the good content, I've made meh content, you know? Like, I've never made content that was fully bad, aside from a couple of videos that I really want to take down, but my community won't let me, because I know how, like, monotone I sound. Like, I'm like, zero energy, like this, like, barely even fucking talking, and I'm like, just so fucking drony. But like, again, from watching other creators and stuff, I'm a lot more animated, I'm a lot more, like, I use my, hands a lot more, just to prove points, and there's a fucking moth in here, and I'm gonna fucking kill the bastard. But anyway, it's over there anyway, it's fine. It'll be fine. It'll fly out eventually. But yeah, like, if you go back and watch those, like, and then, like, if you watch the first ever New Vegas one, that I ever did, and then go to my most recent, like, similar kind of style of content, so like, I'd say Outer Worlds would probably be the closest thing, because they're two very similar games. So like, if you went from New Vegas to the Outer Worlds ones, you would see how much I've improved over, I can't tell you how many videos, because I don't know how many videos there are. I think there's like 190 something, 100 something, 110, 120. I'll actually tell you guys, give me a sec, because like, I know that I can improve a lot more right now, so in the next 100 videos I'll probably do 10 times better. Like, I'll do, okay, I have a total of, I still don't know, yeah, I have no clue, but yeah, like, I just feel 115 videos, there we go. I forgot where to find it. But again, like, I've seen my, progress through all these videos and stuff, and like, my views are higher because of it. Like, my average views used to be like 2 or 3 views a video. Right now, they're hitting about between, I'd say about 10 and 20 per video, average, give or take. Well, the last, like, 4 or 5 videos have been about, between 20... The lowest has been 5 recently in the last 4 videos, and the highest has been 21. So, like, I feel like I know a bit more of what's working and what isn't. And so that's where I'm going to take it from. And I'm going to make a lot more videos based on some things that I know that people seem to like, especially with my content. And like, I don't know. I compare myself to me the most. Basically, that's the best thing you can do, to be honest. If you don't compare your new self to your old self, and if you do and you see no improvement or you see you're going backwards, that's when you should be thinking, what am I doing wrong here that's making myself go backwards and making myself not be as good as I should be? Like, why am I doing the am I doing this and this wrong? Like, list off a heap of things. Like, watch an old video and then watch a new video and be like, what's going wrong here? Like, why is this going wrong? What is happening here that isn't being thrown out as well? Like, is my editing worse? Is my, there's a million and one things that could go wrong. And I know that from experience. Because there have been videos that I know that are shit. Like, they cannot pass in any sort of content creation at all. But I still watch them to learn from them. And I know what goes wrong and I know what goes right. Like, you've just got to make sure that you're not going to throw yourself through a million loops to do it. But you've also got to do what feels natural, like, again, like I've said, doing this live and having an audience for the podcast to talk with is a lot easier to do than just talking to a camera by myself and just rattling off a heap of random shit. Like, I still do that, but at least it's live and you guys can, like, kind of interact a bit more and talk a bit more and, like, have a discussion, and it's just not like me putting out my thoughts, my feelings all the time, and, like, some of you guys just write down there and you just sit there and talk shit, And sometimes you correct me, sometimes you get something mixed up and I correct you. It's usually the former rather than the latter. But, we move from that. But yeah, that's the way it should be. You should always have people who make sure that you're not going off the rails too much. Speaking of going off the rails, and talking about videos and stuff like that, let's actually go into the second topic, to be honest, because I do want to talk about the idea burnout and stuff like that a lot. And this kind of segues into what I was saying about old content. Basically, here's one way to prevent idea burnout. Before we even talk about idea burnout, because I was just talking about it, remake, like completely remake, reboot, whatever. If you've got like an old series that you did like 2-3 years ago on YouTube, sorry, I'm getting distracted by a fucking moth flying about the place. Remake that video. Like, remake one full video that was based on, that same idea, same premise. Not the same jokes. Don't make the same jokes. But use your old video as a jumping off point. Or use the old series as a jumping off point and do one video that is similar in style to that, but with your new and improved, like, skills, I guess. And I just knocked over a can. Oh well. But, like, make sure that it's not exact word for word in each video, but, like, an old video. Always go back to that old game that you don't play anymore after you've done those videos because you hate that video or something. Like, go back to that video and remake it. See if, and that's usually your litmus test of how much you've improved. Like, so if you do one from like last year or the year before, and then you do one like this year. And if you see a heap of change, that's a good sign. If you see no change whatsoever, very bad sign, because that means you haven't improved. And the one thing that I will say that you need to consistently do is improve. And improve your videos, improve everything. And that gets hard when you, especially when, yeah, exactly. Try to do something different each video. Now, trying to do something different each video, you will find very quickly, once you start making content consistently in videos and streams, you start to run out of ideas quick. So, this is where the things to prevent idea burnout happen. Like I said, remake old videos and make something new with it. Second, I want to stress this one out a lot. Live your life. Don't just make content creation your life. Make it a part that flows in and out consistently. So that even if you're doing like a talking stream like I'm doing right now, or a podcast, you have shit to talk about. It's just like, if funny shit happens in your real life and it's not part of your like really private life, talk about it. Have a laugh about it, you know? Do all that type of shit, you know? Like, just make fun with it. Have fun with it. And it also gives you something to talk about during streams or during podcasts or updates or whatever. Like, live your life. Don't let content creation consume you. Trust me. Been there, done that too. And I did that for about a year. So, you know, you gotta live your life. If you really want to think about it this way, I think I've said this before, but the more you live your life, the more content you technically can have. Especially if you like to take the piss out of things, like, you know, mistakes you've made, mistakes your friends have made, as long as you've got their permission, obviously, you know, just to be safe. But like, just have fun. Like, no one's gonna blame you for taking like 6 months off of content creation if you don't feel like creating content. No one's gonna forget you. Well, sorry, I'll reword that. The algorithm will forget you, which does make it a harder thing. But even then, if you're gonna plan like 6 months away from content creation, do like 4 times 6. What's 4 times 6? 24. Make 24. Okay. Here's an idea. If you don't want the algorithm to forget you, right? And you're taking 6 months break from content creation. Before you do that, right? Before you go on your break, before you go on your 6 month hiatus, make 24 videos. Make 24 videos in advance. If you don't want the algorithm to forget you, especially if it's YouTube, make 24 videos in advance and have one set up for each week. Make the thumbnails, make the title, upload them all on the same day, and then schedule them for release every week on 1 day a week. 1 day a week at a specific time. Say like, okay, I'll use the Sidemen for example. They have a video out every Sunday. Or you could have a video out every Thursday, every Friday, every Wednesday, every Monday, whatever. Like, I have these podcasts set for a Monday. Like, after I finish here, which today is Thursday for me, by the way, for you guys over on YouTube. But today is Thursday for me. And tomorrow this will be uploaded to YouTube and set to release for Monday. Like, that's how I schedule my videos. Like, I don't sit here and not work on anything else other than stream. I sit here and make plans for when I want to release videos. Recently, as you guys notice, I have not been uploading a lot of YouTube content. But again, I've just started a new job and stuff like that, so it's taken me a minute to get my mind right to like time things perfectly. And with my luck, things never time perfectly, okay? Let's be honest. But yeah, like, I know you guys will wait. I know there's good enough content on there, especially from the last 6-7 months. It has been decent. I just need to get a bit more consistent, you know? I do want to start making videos at least 3 or 4 times a week. It's just, your boy's getting used to shit. And 3 or 4 times a week, even 7 days a week, uploads is difficult. It's difficult to come up with a new idea every fucking day, basically. Well, actually, technically, you have to be like 3 days ahead. So, like, what I'm going to do at the weekend, this weekend, so probably the day before this actually comes out, I will probably record like 6-7 videos on Sunday and post like 3 or 4 throughout the week. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got about 5 video ideas in my head right now. And then if I add all the semi-consistent series like Hitman, Trek to Yomi, Sniper Elite 5, that's another 3 videos right there. So 3 plus, I can't remember how many I said, 5, so that's 8 videos I've got. I could have 8 videos up this week, starting from Monday. Well, 9 videos if you count the podcast, but I don't count the podcast as a video for myself, just so that it forces me to make at least 6 to 7 videos. But again, I've been waking up a lot earlier, like automatically, even on my days off and shit. So like, that's a good sign. I might actually be recording a video before I go to work tomorrow. And tomorrow is my last day, which was Friday for you guys on YouTube. But yeah. So yeah, Fridays may be a day that I get free to record stuff. So like, that's going to be fun. I might not. I might get more at my other work. So like, we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for everything to get a bit more streamlined. So guys, remember, I am making content. It's just taking me a minute to figure out what content I want to make. That's it. Like, I've even toyed with the fact of stopping Twitch for a while and just making YouTube content for a while. Like, I've thought about it. I will be honest. I have thought about maybe just stop streams for a while to go and make YouTube only content, you know? Like, I've thought about it. I will be honest. I've thought about it. I've not acted on it yet, but there might be there might be a time that I will be saying, okay, this is when I'm gonna do, 2 or 3 months off of Twitch, completely off of Twitch and only on YouTube. Like, I'll only do YouTube content. Maybe. There may be a day that I just decide that. Maybe, like, I'd maybe be 2 months off of, like, thingy, max, minimum, I don't know. But, again, like, I want to make sure that I'm in the right mindset to do that, firstly. Like, I still have to do other games like Visage and all that stuff for YouTube, and I've just not recorded those yet because I've either been streaming, working, skating, or making other content. because again, I need to start connecting with a lot more people to do more content. But yeah, I will be doing that. I will be messaging people today, tomorrow, something like that. And I'll see if I can get maybe some people for recording on Saturday after my work again. Because I know most of the people that I make content with are a lot later in different time zones. Yeah, that too. Thank you, Jedi, for reminding me to talk to people about the podcast. About coming on the podcast in 4, 5, 8 weeks time? 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Yeah, I don't even... Yeah, for you guys who are watching on YouTube, I don't even know who the guest is for the podcast. So, yeah. So, even it's a surprise to me. When you guys find out, that it will be a surprise to me too. So, don't worry. Everyone's going to be surprised when I reveal who the first podcast guest is going to be. Cause your boy is never organized. But yeah, I will be talking to some people about that too. And yeah. So if you're a content creator that I watch a lot or that I interact with a lot, keep an eye on your Discord DMs or your Twitter DMs, depending if I have you on Discord or not. And yeah, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. And you may get an offer to come and be part of the... Yeah, even the guest will be surprised. Because they don't know they're coming on yet. Neither do I. But yeah, like, no worries. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, like, we've got to... We will come up with some ideas. I will probably start talking to people about the podcast this week. Over the weekend and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, like, again, this is another thing, like, this is not even idea burnout. This is more, I'm just burnt out of doing podcasts solo, you know? Like, I even managed to spin this back around and get myself back on topic with idea burnout and burnout in general. And basically, that's how good I am at improvising. Just for a quick warning for any of you guys who think I'm not good at improvising, I fucking am. I'm better than all you are. And I know there's someone out there listening to this that knows they're better, that is better. But right now, I'm saying I'm better. Because I am. I gotta have the cockiness, you know? Again, bring it back to the cockiness part. And having an ego. Like, everyone has an ego. And if you think you don't, you're lying to yourself. But yeah, like, being burnt out from... Yeah, exactly. Podcasting is hard work. It is. For the people who do this regularly, that do it with guests weekly, or twice a week, mad respect to them. So, yeah, like, I'm away to get a big boost to that soon, because I'm planning on having at least once or twice a week podcasts with someone. At least. Like, one will be a live one and one will be a not live one, if that makes sense. So, like, it won't be the same guest on both these podcasts. It'll just be, if I feel like streaming it, I'll stream it. If I don't feel like streaming it, I won't stream it. And we'll just talk about shit, you know? Exactly. Remember to have a life away from content. Yeah, but I'm planning this shit around my life and other people's lives as well. So don't worry. I've got that in the back of my head all the time. Hey, I might not listen to myself all the time, but when it comes to content creation, I do listen to myself. Yes, I make a lot of content. Yes, I plan a lot of content. Fuck you, zombie. But, like, I will... yes. The best puppet. Or puppet? the best co-host, right? So, yeah, wait. See, that's not me doing it. That's my hand doing it, zombie. You said my hand doesn't count as a person. It's very pissed off at you right now. Like, come on, man. Like, you had to piss my hand off, didn't you? Like, why would you do that? Like, come on. Like, why? Why? What? See, like, my hand hates you now. My hand has a mind of its own, clearly. But, yeah, anyway. But yeah, like, always make sure you have a life outside of content. Make sure you plan shit. If you are planning to do stuff with other creators, don't just expect them to be there at that date and that time that you've said. Ask them. Ask them when they're available. Ask them when you're, like, come to a compromise of when you're available and when they're available. Because obviously I get that a lot of people are in different time zones that do create content together. So maybe each of you have to sacrifice a little bit of sleep or something, or maybe like a little more sleep or a little less sleep, whatever. But again, there's always a plan for that. Always plan for that, right? Here's the best way to plan for that. And this is how I did it with the Dead by Daylight as well. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, when I was recording the Dead by Daylight video, before I went in there, I went to sleep for 2 hours. Because I big brained it. I went for a 2-hour nap. Before I started recording, I went for a 2-hour nap. So, again, you've got to plan ahead. If you know you're doing something at late night, you sleep 2 hours beforehand. That's the best trick. Because then the second you wake up, you've got that energy. You're ready to go. You're ready to hit this, this, and this. You're like, yeah. Like, you just gotta, your mind's on go mode constantly. And I know a lot of people have weakness to that. And like, they can't nap like Jedi. Or like, it ends up being like a 6-7 hour nap. Oops. But sometimes it forces people to actually nap and actually give themselves time to recover from work or stress or content creation. Stress and content creation? Oh, they never go side and side together at all. Never. Never. No content creator's ever stressed, right? Yeah, bullshit. Anyway. But yeah, like, so basically to round up, to stop your, you know, content idea burnout, basically, and like running out of ideas, keep some things back, like keep certain games back like I do with Hitman, Trek to Yomi and stuff like that, ones that are easy to fall back into for a couple of videos, where they're filler between your next good videos, you know? Like, have a consistent series that you can use as a backup plan. That is your backup series. Hitman is my backup series. Trek to Yomi is my secondary backup series. And Sniper Elite 5 is my tertiary backup series. Or backup game. And there will be a few other things that I will be doing soon that I hope you guys do enjoy, because they are some of my favourite games. And yeah, so like, just stop, don't compare yourself to others, learn from others, don't be too competitive, and just, again, push each other to be better at content creation. That's the way I would say it. You know, learn from your own mistakes, learn from their mistakes, learn from everyone's mistakes. Don't do support for support. I just wanted to bury that one in a bit deeper for some people. Not aiming at anyone who watches these videos, but like for anyone that are in those groups, I'm aiming at you specifically. But again, each to their own. I don't care if you do support for support. I just don't fucking partake in it because it falls apart, like we've been seeing on streamer Twitter for the last like month. Anyway, we're gonna end that episode of Artemis Anarchy right there. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. if you're skating, happy skating. If you're streaming, happy streaming. If you're creating, happy creating. And for all the viewers out there, happy viewing. And yeah, see you guys next week on Artemis Anarchy. Peace.